The Rings of Power, one of the most controversial and debatable shows ever made, has some huge flaws. From drifting away from Tolkien's writings to focusing way too much on identity politics and shipping characters when their attraction towards each other really shouldn't play a role in the story. I'm here today to talk about what The Rings of Power has done right. If you're a fan of the show, I'm sure when you scroll on YouTube, you see the same thing that I do. Everyone and their mom disliking and ranting about what they really don't appreciate in The Rings of Power Seasons 1 and 2. Don't get me wrong, I'm not here to say, they're wrong and they're evil racists, because I am a firm believer in everyone being allowed to have their own opinion. I also want to say I've never read The Silmarillion, and many people who dislike the show have, and I completely respect that. I'm a more casual fan. I grew up watching the Lord of the Rings franchise and fell in love with it. I used to fight with sticks and use hangers as pretend bows just like any boy out there. And my brother and I would see the swords being forged or shown off at the Renaissance Fair in Texas and just dream of being like these characters. The Rings of Power has three main reasons for making it a decent show, and as you can see, a lot more reasons why it's not. I want to talk about the positive today and let the people who really know what they're talking about tell you all the bad things. Those three are character design, set design, and music. Before I begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button and go ahead and give that like button a fist bump if you enjoyed the video. Set design. One of the most important parts in movies today and forever, makes you feel as if you're not just watching a film or show, but in it. The Rings of Power spent a lot of money building great sets and focusing on scale, similar to what the original Lord of the Rings also focused on. The flaring colors, the beautiful trees, the dark nature of Mordor, the cold and the warm, the brilliance of Middle-earth was assuredly captured and thought deeply about. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but compared to media recently with the new Star Wars shows making every world they create feel like Earth with some tech thrown around, or Andor using literal AK-47s in the show, this show's set design was a step in the right direction. Think of the glowing trees of Lindon, or the castle walls of Eregion. Think of the great depths of Khazad-dûm, or the towers of Numenor, all beautifully crafted by creators who love the world of Lord of the Rings, regardless of whether or not Amazon has appreciated it. Character design. We all remember The Hobbit and how the story was pulled together quite well, even if it was rushed and had a huge reliance on CGI. But one thing severely lacked in those movies: character design specifically for the orcs. I'm talking about the white orc, or the pale orc, or whatever it was. Whereas in the Rings of Power, they brought back the practical effects that we all loved in the original trilogy. So much more fear, so much more disgust at these beasts who are meant to be beings of mockery, meant to strike fright into those who see them or hear them coming. We are going to skip right over orcs having wives and children and change our focus onto Adar. Adar, a character not originally in the books, though controversial, has some really interesting and somewhat terrifying armor. No doubt inspired by the orcs who call him Lord Father, his armor is as dark as the black speech he whispers. His skin as pale as if he hadn't seen the sun in years because of staying with the orcs, whose skin burns against the sun's touch. It shows environmental storytelling as well as making it more clear in Season 2 that the relationship between the orcs and Adar is far more profound than we thought. And to see his fall will hopefully captivate audiences where Halbrand and Galadriel have not. Music. Bear McCreary is well known and beloved in the composing community for his works on both God of War and God of War Ragnarok. If you've played those games, you know the music plays a huge role in adding hype and tension to scenes, as well as creating the Nordic atmosphere necessary for the experience. In The Rings of Power, there are many songs that I can appreciate in bringing tension, or making us know where we are if you're a new fan. Numenor's theme plays whenever the city is shown, and if you know what happens to Numenor, you know this music has an ominous theme for a reason. Khazad-dûm, another banger, also ominous, but if you have seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy, you know why. Maybe I was the only one, but when I saw the entrance to Moria being presented to the elves in Eregion, I got so excited. New additions to Bear McCreary compositions are songs like Old Tom Bombadil, Forgiveness Takes an Age, The Sun Yet Shines, and many, many more. I know this show has brought on a lot of fights between writers and fans. I'm not here to say the show is the best or that the writers are amazing. I simply want to add positivity into the community and show appreciation for the artists behind the show, regardless of if the writers or the people producing the show share that same love. Maybe they're like the 9 Kings of Men, who, as Galadriel once said best,
"And nine rings were gifted to the race of men, who above all else desire power."
Thank you guys so much for watching my video today. I really appreciate the support I've been getting recently on the channel, and I just want to give a great shout out to all the friends that have been supporting me. Thank you all so much. You guys have a good rest of your day. God bless you.